Hey everybody, it's Bailey, Director of Innovation at Intelligentsia. We're going to go over all of the blends and try to help them make a little bit more sense, more easy for you to navigate and find what you're looking for. We're going to go over the flavor categories and we'll describe those as we get to them, and the roast levels. The roast levels are along a spectrum from 1 to 9, the lower the number being the lighter and the higher the number being the darker. So we'll start over here with the seasonal blends. I have summer solstice here. We would also have Otoño, Celebration, Borealis, then Persephone. And this is a roast level 2 and in the bright category. The bright category are coffees that are focused a little bit more on a lively acidity and balanced sweetness. They are supposed to be free of any roast notes whatsoever and a little bit more vibrant. Moving on from there, we get to Illumination. Illumination is an organic blend, and because of that, it's going to have some constraints on where we get those coffees from. There's often Ethiopian coffee in there, but there's also Colombian, Nicaragua, Peru. It varies a notable amount, but also this is one of the lightest blends. So this is also a roast level 2 and also in the bright category. From there, this brings us to House. House is one of the most popular coffees that we have, and this also introduces the comforting category for us. So this is a roast level 3, the comforting. Comforting is a little bit more approachable, still a balanced acidity and sweetness, but a little bit less focus on the vibrant acidity there, and just generally trying to be a little bit more approachable. You might start to get a little bit more caramelized notes, but still trying to be free of much noteworthy roast flavor. The house also is typically comprised of components from South America, Central America, but every now and then we'll have a little bit of something like Burundi or Rwanda, depending on the seasons and how the blends are coming together. Sometimes a small amount of Brazil in there. Then after house, we've got the cold coffee blend. This is one of the newest blends to the entire lineup and is also an organic blend. And this is a roast level 3 and also in the comforting category. This is a blend that is optimized for the cold. You will typically find Ethiopian coffee, Peruvian coffee, and Colombian coffee in here, depending on the seasonality again. I believe right now we've got some Colombian here, and then we'll be switching out to Ethiopia once those arrive. From there, we go to El Gallo. This is also a roast level 3, and in the comforting category, this is also an organic blend. So you'll find similar coffees as you'll find in the cold coffee blend, but a little bit more diverse, and the percentages are more broad ranging as well. So again, things like Ethiopia, Nicaragua, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, Guatemala. And then from there, we have frequency. Frequency is a little bit more developed. So this is a roast level 5. And in the last coffee in our comforting category, this typically has Brazil and El Salvador in there, but those components can also change, again, depending on the seasonality, a little bit more leaning toward caramel and chocolate on frequency. From there, this brings us to the traditional category. The first thing we have here is decaf house. This is typically coffee from Mexico, although that can change as well. This is mountain water process and is a roast level 4. So on the lighter end, but because of the processing and origin, it does end up being a bit more developed flavor category wise to be traditional. So traditional category is where there is a little bit more of an emphasis on the roast profile, and you are tasting certainly a lot more chocolate notes. There's not really focus on a vibrant acidity whatsoever, and it's more about the sweetness here. And this is also going to be where if you're looking for a coffee to be paired with milk, you're typically looking in these spaces as it will cut through a bit more. And then from there, we go to El Diablo and French roast. These are a 7 and a 9 respectively, and they're also similar coffees. So it's rotating all the time what these coffees are. They're often actually single origins despite the blend name, although there can be multiple components every now and then. These often change quite frequently and can be from anywhere. They could be Kenyans, they could be Rwandans, they could be Colombians, Costa Ricans, but again, it's mostly focused on the roast profile here. Almost always going to be washed coffees. Just about all of these are going to be washed coffees, with the exception of the Brazil and the Frequency having some pulp natural Brazil in it. The French roast is also an organic blend as well. Just to do an overview again, we have the bright coffees here with the seasonals and illumination, and then comforting here with House, the cold coffee blend, El Gallo, and Frequency, and the traditional coffees with the decaf, El Diablo, and French. And then for roast development, we've got the 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 4 for decaf, 7 and 9 for Diablo and French. So I hope that helps to make all of this make a little bit more sense, and you can more easily find what you're looking for here. We do have something for everybody. Thanks.